Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am the Phantom Fool, and today I am playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Yeah, I'm gonna just go straight into it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hang on. I'm trying to remember my left and right here. That's left. Okay. What if I just don't listen to him? So, I'm gonna. Because, like, he's the narrator and shit, but...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Tips for not
hoping he
getting
might
fired.
find an answer there.
Oh. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not... broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's the bathroom.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
if I just hide over here? Loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Now, when you're at work, that does not seem like a good thing.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind
I feel
to
like
the world?
this is going to be a difficult game to talk for.
But here was the proof. The
Considering
heart of the
it's
operation.
narrated.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. As the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
And how would one do such? Facility power, maybe? That would probably just be where I would start. 5. Wait, there's buttons all around. So I just need to press them in order. So I found 1, 2, 3, 5. And I clicked 5 first, so I'm gonna go 4. No, I guess I see the button up there, but it's so dark. Actually, I still haven't been in this room yet. Maybe that's why you're going. Yeah.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I kind of want to turn it on, though.
Blackness
What's happening?
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere
All the
moments
heavens
away.
open up for me.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers
Nope,
gone?
I don't reflect that.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Cool. Got it. Beat the game. Whoa. Never the end is never the end is never the end is never the loading.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Okay. 50 clicks.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
Clicks.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where's 417?
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437? Where's 437? Is it back through here? There's 4. There it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. Where is 415? 415. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Wait, where's 437?
Let's see.
There.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Where's the copy machine?
All right,
Oh.
back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416? Where's 416? 416. Where's 416?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
No!
doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been
Yeah.
worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed
Yeah.
room.
I agree.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
Yeah.
first open door on his left.
I'm gonna go forwards.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Excuse me. Sire. Penalty for misuse. Penalty for jumping off. Well, I'm gonna jump off.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, the end is loading. Never the end. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this again.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5
Yep.
times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now,
Yeah.
suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill this guy. I really am.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. Where's 415?
Now, back to door number 437. Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
I really don't know where that is, though. Is it this one? No. That's 415. Not that one. I don't know where 416 is, though. That's something that would be really useful to me right now. Does any door open so I can go through?
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick
I
up
did.
well on cues from his environment.
Choose on my environment. 417 is here. 415 is here. So where is 416 then? Like, is it this one? What do you mean I don't pick on cues very well? Like, back off. I don't know where 417 is. That's not just me being stupid, right? This game is making me feel really stupid now, and I don't think I'm being stupid, but I have not seen a 417 at all. So, yeah. I've noticed the ones with the desks with numbers don't have doors to them, so does 416 even exist? I don't. I'm not being stupid, right? Right? Was it 426? No. I think it was 416, right? I thought I forget what you told us now. You know what? I might have to research this. Hang on. I'm gonna research where door 416 is. Where is door 146? I said it wrong. Where is door 46? Frick! Where is door 416 in Stanley Parable? Inside the new content door. Okay.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
That took way too long.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now.
I didn't believe that at all, actually. Well, now I'm gonna look through here. Never the end is 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 never the end.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
I didn't know that.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Okay.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I bet it is. That's gonna be it.
Stanley, I have to say, initial
She's gonna go back
impressions
to
of
the
this
office
game
now.
are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Jumping was fun though.
This is new content.
36
And I could
jumps,
just
that
read
was
you the whole dictionary. There's 20
the
hours
best
of new
jumps of my
content
life.
right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Me too. Thank you for enjoying
That's it?
the new
Oh, you've got to be
content.
kidding me. You see, Stanley, this is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such
Can you stop
expectations.
blabbering?
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills,
No way,
no
that's
gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I guess I don't get a choice. I was gonna say no, because I like that room. That room was pretty cool. Pretty cool room. Pretty cool room. Oh, this isn't a start. That picture feels weird, but I don't know why that picture feels weird, it just does.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Why are the doors different? Wait, it might not be actually. Yeah, that might not have been thought 13, I mean. Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nah, not really. I'm just gonna walk through.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
You reckon
really,
I can-
I'm not.
I can imagine
realize
it's gonna lift up.
investing
You
your
reckon I can
trust in
jump onto
someone
that?
else can be difficult, but the fact
So like
is
he's
that the
like
story
he's literally
has been
talking about how I
nothing
need
but
to start
you
trusting him, and
all
then I
this
just jump down.
time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. I haven't named the stream D&D. I don't know why it's got it's not called D&D. It's called DBD, and yeah, I don't know why the game it says the game is DBD.
Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha! Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen?
I do.
Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically for you?
My bad.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
I did.
And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
Okay.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley.
Okay.
Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place
Improve
to
your
judge.
game. Yeah, exactly.
Based
Back
on the
off.
data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
I'll be the judge of that. See how I'm in last place? That makes it a 1.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Since
Hey, I nearly
it
forgot
said
I've
I
got a
was last
prototype of
place.
a new game I've been working on, and now would be a
Ooh,
lovely
new game.
opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind
Okay,
taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me
I
boot
wouldn't.
it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
Now, do I
But of course,
actually
the
play
message
it,
of the
or
game
do I
only
kill the
becomes
child?
clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Okay.
Be
I
sure to keep
might do
notes
that.
on your experience.
Or I might just let the baby burn. Shit.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter,
spite
I
you.
don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve
Also,
the
I hate
experience
babies.
for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's
Cool.
over.
Bye.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is
I
our
know this.
motivation?
Is it Firewatch?
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of
No,
twisted erotic
that isn't
purpose.
it.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
What,
Come,
being a
let's venture
creep?
outward and see what else is out there.
Of course the narrator likes being a creep.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
No, I was trying to find a way to escape.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly
Rocket
what I had
League.
in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility
Right, I
that
don't
you could
think
get lost
that's what it's
here.
meant
Now, this
for, but
is game
whatever.
design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I want to get lost. I'm gonna find a way to get lost.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
No, it's
we shall run the
Rocket League.
bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go against them. Oh yeah, this is just like real Rocket League.
Are you doing it?
Just
Are you
like
winning?
it.
Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought.
Yeah.
And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh, good.
There's a hole.
What are you doing?
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. You still have so much...
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
How long are we gonna wait?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something! Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
2013.
Experiences like the launch of the
Memories,
Stanley
sweet
Parable on
memories.
PC.
Don't forget the
You see,
Stanley
Stanley,
Parable.
doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley
The
Parable was
greatest
before it was
wealth
solid
is
with a
memory.
cheap Xbox port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
My
it all
first kiss, my
meant
first
something.
salary.
Oh, the waste.
Stanley Parable in 2013. Stanley Parable, 2013. The original remake. Good times. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to Stanley Parable Last of Us in the category story. I don't think it was for the Stanley Audience Award. Stanley Parable 2014 Independent Games Festival. The Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. Time. Indoors monthly. Help, I can't find my cat. Could be the indoors. Could be indoors. What wallpaper should I put in my kitchen? Why do I have this dream where always falling, then my teeth fall out. I can't read that. Shapes, graphs, National Geographic, cars, go, operator's manual. The United States of America. It's not Stanley Parable related. On a trip down memory lane, smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Unachievable. Go outside. Nominee. British Academy Award. The Stanley Parable Game Innovation. New video game releasing today. Stanley Parable deals tough choices.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning
I don't
triumph
read
of
any
games
reviews
journalism,
except
10
this
out
one.
of 10
How do
from
you review a game
destructoid.com.
like the Stanley Parable? To
James
describe
Stephanie
any
Sterling
part of
writes,
it
and I quote,
is risk to
"We're so
ruination.
many games that aspire to be more than
To
games that
detail
end up
what it
less than
has
any
to
form
say
of
about
art.
game
Stanley
design,
Parable
the
strives
illustration
and then
choice,
succeeds
and
to
the
be every
physiology
game
of the
ever
game as it is
created.
to tell
Did
you
you hear
too
that,
much.
Stanley?
Comparisons
Every
too are
game
going to
ever
be
created.
woefully
That's how
inadequate.
grand and
Perhaps the
all-encompassing the original
closest,
Stanley
its
Parable
closest cousin
was.
would be
It was
DRS,
literally every
but where
game ever
DRS
created. It was
wastes the
Skyrim. It
form
was
of
Persona
interactive
3. It was
entertainment
all of
Stanley
them. And
Parable
now
uses and
it's
then
nothing.
subverts them.
It's no games at all. It isn't even
Where
a
so
Stanley
many
Parable
games that
anymore.
aspire
It's
to
just
be
a
more than
husk,
games end
a
up
lifeless
than any
husk
form of
of an
art,
hour
Stanley
of new
Parable
elevated content.
strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. So how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD? The full-scale re-imaging, one of the most intriguing mods available online. How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. Mod DB interaction or whatever. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
Here's
is never
another
the end,
moving
is never the end.
passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
I don't want to
Stanley
read that one.
Parable is both a richly
I'm gonna
stimulating
find another
commentary
way.
on the nature of choice in games, and one that
Repeatable
offers some of the most
architectures.
enjoyable,
Whatever.
surprising, and rewarding choices
There's gotta be
I've
something
ever
else I
been
can do.
confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10.
Shut
Don't you
up.
get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
I'm getting bored.
It didn't
Back
need
off.
anything else. It didn't
Nope.
need new content.
It does.
All they had to
Shush.
do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Xbox.
Something
Boom,
else can happen.
Done. And they couldn't even do that.
Gotta
Couldn't
be
resist
something
the
else.
urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
How do I move these boxes? Oh.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God,
Pressurized
no, Stanley.
gas
It's a collection of
reviews.
reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Of course.
Honestly,
Can't read that
I
one.
could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy, honestly, you
That's
can.
not the same.
Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always...
That's
well,
not
to
the
be
same
honest, I
review.
had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
Is it the same review?
Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
You are.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite
That's
as
exactly
sterling
what
as I
you did.
always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
I agree.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
The plant died.
Goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Hello? Narrator. Hello? Oh well. Well, I'm gonna skip through this along because that's annoying.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their... The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
is never the end.
I hear water. Oh. This is new. Holy crap. You know what, that's fine. Skip again. Going through some times here. Right, skipping this one. Oh, my buttons fell. Can I click on the button again? I wanna click on the button. Guess not. I see something over here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think now that it's been about an hour, I'm gonna end the stream. If you liked it on Twitch, then follow, please. That would be very helpful. If you're on YouTube, then like and subscribe if you liked it. And if you liked it, maybe check out my other socials. My Insta might be down there. My TikTok should be. My Twitch should be. My Discord server will be. You know what? Just check the description. Stuff will be down there. Toodles!